is the Writer's Almanac for Tuesday, the 22nd of December, 2020. It's the birthday of the man who gave us Madame Butterfly, Tosca, La Boheme, and Turandot. Giacomo Puccini, born in Tuscany, 1858. Family had served as musical directors in the Cathedral of San Marino for 200 years, and the boy's first job when he came of age was as a cathedral organist. Then he went off to a performance of Verdi's Aida and began thinking about opera. It's the birthday of the poet Kenneth Rexroth, born South Bend, Indiana, 1905. He was expelled from high school when he was 14, self-educated thereafter. He backpacked all over Europe and the western United States, married the artist Andrea Schaefer, moved to San Francisco in 1927, where he first began to publish his poems. Kenneth Rexroth wrote, "The free, creative, loving people who shine so brightly in my memory of studios and coffee shops have become models for a huge section of the population. If they, in turn, can just stay alive in the face of power and terror, they may become the decisive section." It was on this day, 1894, that a Jewish officer in the French army, Alfred Dreyfus, was convicted of treason, convicted without any evidence, but nobody spoke out until Émile Zola, the most famous writer in France, published an open letter on the front page of a major newspaper detailing the injustice of the conviction. The headline was "J'accuse," which meant "I accuse." It's been called the most famous front page in history. And it was on this date in 1864, General Sherman finished his campaign to the sea, capturing the city of Savannah. Sherman's army only fought one battle during their 6-week march to the sea, but they burned farms, they destroyed towns and cities, railroad tracks. Sherman said he wanted to make old and young, rich and poor, feel the hard hand of war. And it's the birthday of the poet Edwin Arlington Robinson, born in Lincoln County, Maine, 1869. Lived in poverty until President Theodore Roosevelt read some of his work and liked it so much that he found Robinson a job at the New York Customs Office, which saved Robinson's life. It was a job designed to give him as little work as possible so he could write. It was on this date, 1895, Wilhelm Röntgen, a physics professor in Bavaria, took the very first X-ray image of the human body. The image was of his wife's hand. His X-ray used 1,500 times the dosage of radiation used by modern machines, and it took 90 minutes of exposure to get the full effect. It took many years before people made the connection between frequent X-ray exposure and higher rates of cancer. Here's a poem for today by Kenneth Rexroth, "Open the Blind." Nests in the eaves stir in the dawn, ephemeral as our peace. Morning prayer, grace before food. I understand the endless sky, the small earth, the shadow cone, your shining lips and eyes, your thighs drenched with the sea, a telescope full of fireflies, innumerable nebulae, all departing 10 billion years before we ever met. Open the Blind by Kenneth Rexroth, used by permission here on the Writer's Almanac. Be well, do good work, and keep in touch.